Hello, welcome to a brand new episode. And I am so happy. Adeel has asked me a number of times prior to us starting to record, hey, Omar, like that was a pretty good week for you. And I did not respond because I wanted to conserve my energy to the start of this episode and really explain how I'm feeling. It is dreamland. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I've never felt like this before. We
I can
have not
understand.
beaten Madrid and City in the same week ever in the past, or let alone in the same season, or let alone in the same decade. So, it is, well, perhaps maybe in the same decade, but not when it's mattered this much. We are 11 points clear. We're top of the league, top of the league, top of the league.
Yes. Congratulations.
Hang on a second, let me just laugh.
Then you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it. Yeah. Congrats to you guys. It pains me that you guys are doing so well. But let's see. Let's see. I have hope for my team as well. And my team is, as you
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think today, while watching the game, in the second half, there was a period where City was,
Okay, you're talking about the Liverpool City game, yeah.
where City was so dominant around the box. Like they spent like 15,
Yeah.
20 minutes around the box. I thought maybe this is City showing to other teams how you can contain Liverpool, basically. Not beat them. Still beating them is still City didn't beat them, so no one showed how to beat City. But to contain them, I think there was some remarkable pressure on Liverpool, which Liverpool dealt with very well at that point in time. But yeah, congratulations to Liverpool. Congratulations to Slot. I think Slot is doing a phenomenal job.
He's playing some special football. You know what? I have a different take, and my take on that game is I thought Liverpool played a different type of game to what they've played thus far. Remember, you and I were talking about this, I think the Liverpool style of play under Arne Slot is more conservative football, and with
Right.
the bigger teams, he's going to play more containing football, and then beat them on the press or on the transition, and then basically do what you need to do. Whereas against City, it felt like almost Liverpool went back to playing the Jurgen Klopp football in the first half. And then in the second half, it was like the opposite. Like usually Liverpool are more conservative in the first half, and the second half they go, all guns blazing and try to get, change the gears and then go all guns blazing to get the goal that they need to get to in order to, win the game. Whereas here, it looked like Liverpool were quick off the gate to get to where they needed to get to, which is the 2 goals that they got. And honestly, I thought Liverpool should have got 5. It was Mo Salah should have gotten a hat-trick today. And the second half, it was more about conserving the legs. He took Mo Salah off, at the, I think, 80th odd minute. It was good to see Harvey Elliott come on. And then, who else? I think, was it Cody Gakpo that went off? Yeah, Cody Gakpo went off. And then also, Alexander-Arnold went off. So it felt like it was, more of a, hey, let's conserve this 2-goal lead because we don't think City can get a goal because of, how they've been performing of late. It was good to see. Well, I wouldn't say it was good to see. Maybe for the other teams that City has to play, it was good to see Jeremy Doku come on and Jack Grealish come on, and some of the the worries of City coming to an ease from an injury perspective. The one thing I will also say is I don't know if you saw that kind of tension, but I thought I saw a little bit of tension between Kevin De Bruyne and Pep Guardiola. I think there's something going on there that's beyond what meets the eye. But anyway, I
Maybe.
could be wrong.
Maybe because I don't know. De Bruyne is not the same player he was 2 years ago, 3 years physically. Mentally, obviously, he's
Yeah.
still there. He's still got it. Skills wise also. But I don't know if there is any animosity or something brewing there. On the other hand, I just want to point out the fact that when you mentioned that probably Liverpool was trying to contain, Slot was trying to contain Liverpool in the be conservative in the second half. I think if that's the case, then I think that was the wrong approach on Slot's part. Because if Liverpool was doing well in the first half itself, the way they were doing,
They should have kept on pressing.
they should have kept it on, right? And
I
at
agree.
that point in time, they just had 1 goal lead, which is nothing when you're playing City. So I don't think that was Slot's plan. I think it was more to do with City changing its personnel and applying pressure because Doku came on and they
Fair enough.
changed their system a bit. So I think that it's more got more to do with City changing their players and game plan rather than Liverpool, because I think it was not Liverpool who were asking City to come. It was actually City who was taking the game to Liverpool because they just were down by one. We saw the City of old. We saw the usual City that we're used to seeing. But I think Liverpool defense did well. Defense and midfield did well in terms of keeping the threat outside the box. I don't think they managed to get inside the box.
Yeah.
I think most of the threat came from the left side, which was Doku's.
Jeremy Doku, yeah. He did pretty well.
And he was phenomenal. I think Doku was so good.
Yeah.
In terms of what he was trying to do for the team. But apart from that, I think there
wasn't a telling pass. Like the final pass wasn't there with Doku, but you're right. Yeah.
I understand.
He's also coming back from an injury, yeah.
Not only that, I think when you have 10 players in Liverpool's 10 players in the box with 2 players blocking away. If it was just one-on-one with Alexander, I think he beats Alexander every day. He beats Trent every day. I don't think Trent has
more in the game. I thought Trent did pretty well.
That's what I'm saying, because they were ganging up against Doku. I think Trent needed somewhat support to
deal
with Doku.
Trent always needs support when it comes to
Doku is a special player. Doku is a special player. He's one of the few players who have the caliber to, who have the trickery to beat players one-on-one. He might lack his final ball or whatever, but one-on-one, he's up there in the world football right now to beat anyone on his given day. So congratulations to Liverpool. I think Salah should have, as you mentioned, I don't know if he should have had a hat-trick, but he should have done well. A goal more to his name.
There was a one-on-one chance.
I remember the way which he... And then I know that one. Was there something else?
Yeah, and there was also a run that he made, and then he cut inside, and because he was trying to make amends for the miss, the one-on-one miss.
Right.
And then that shot just basically went, kissing almost the sidebar. In fact, I think it may have.
I think so.
I think all of that to say, Salah was creating chaos. He was good today.
For me, that player, I would still say, for me, right now,
I know what you're going to say.
Luis Diaz.
Yeah.
Luis Diaz is... I absolutely love that player.
Yeah.
Not only because of his skills and, his pace or his work rate actually is what makes me... Like, he wants to... He reminds me of Suarez, where he just wanted to win the game for the team. He just wants to do well for the team. He puts in the gears.
Or dare I say... Sergio Aguero in the Udinese days. Do you remember that?
Yeah. But I don't have much information on that. But Suarez I've seen working so hard, hounding players down. I've seen so many instances during the midweek Real Madrid game and today's game. Him dropping so deep, being a winger, dropping so deep into central midfield.
He was playing false nine today. He was actually playing central. So his role was to drop deep, but you're right. He did create that, the link between midfield and attack and, fit all the right pockets.
Maybe it's Lord's plan, but I think he should thank his stars that he's got a player like Diaz with him, who not only is so capable, but so winning and hardworking as well.
Yeah. No, you're right. I do rate him. Another player that I think did really well and has been doing consistently well from an output perspective, Cody Gakpo. He made that run to meet the end of that Salah ball. I've played football, so have you, and it's ridiculous how Salah sees that pass. Right. And then it's ridiculous how Cody Gakpo sees that ball coming. Like, thinking that he's going to kick the ball from there, and then he's going to make this run. Like, this has to be telepathy.
Agreed.
Do these guys do this? It's just phenomenal.
I think it's got to do with them playing each other, but I think it's got to do with also Gakpo's willingness to make that run, because most of the time some players would have just stayed back waiting for a cross to head the ball or something, or they would try to cut in, but he just kept on going on the far post. Kudos to Salah to identify that and execute it perfectly, because I thought the goalkeeper was a mistake for that goal, because I think he should have done more to deflect the ball. He actually got a slight touch on the ball, but I think he should have done better.
Yeah, I
Maybe the
agree.
goalkeeper was not expecting it, but yeah. I think an all-round good game. I think this was still not as good as what Liverpool did to Real Madrid in the during
Agreed.
midweek in Champions League.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
flawless performance. And today, I think Liverpool is doing very well. They said the players are comfortable in the current system, which shows basically. And I think it's going to take a very special effort from any team to beat Liverpool. I think a few days ago, that was it last week, Southampton. Yeah. So Southampton somehow ended up scoring 2 goals against them, but Liverpool won 3-2. So goal shows their mentality as well. That despite going 2
They
goals
come from
down, they
behind.
managed to win that game despite going 2 goals down, and did not settle for a draw.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I like about Liverpool as well, that even in the midweek game that they played against Real Madrid, despite leading handsomely, they still went for scoring more goals. I think that's entertaining for the fans and the viewers. And I think that's what, endears the team to the fans much more. Because at the end of the day, I think it's the fans that you play for, that you want on your side. Because,
And you want
when
to
times are
create more
tough,
fan following. You want to create more fan following, right? There might be
True,
like
true,
a
true.
4-year-old watching the game right now. Let's face it. I think the City Liverpool game is probably the biggest game in world football right now. I don't think even El Clasico comes close to that. We would like to see Manchester United, obviously back to where they perhaps would belong under Liverpool. But you know what I mean? Like, be big enough that those games then also become bigger. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't think there's a bigger game in world football than Liverpool and City. And to be fair, I think Liverpool would have tried to control the game a bit more, done a lot more pressing had they not had played Madrid in the manner that they did play Madrid. Because I think I honestly could not believe what I was witnessing when I was watching Madrid, the Madrid Liverpool game. I was just watching the passes go by, and I was thinking, is this the team that I've been following? Like, this does not seem like I've never seen Liverpool play like that. The control that they had against Madrid, perhaps against any team, and the willingness to run and the press, they felt like they belonged. Finally, I think that's how they got over that curse or whatever it is against Madrid. But yeah, it was definitely good to see. A good week for Liverpool. It's very, 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 very interesting to see where they will end up in the season. They're still running on all 4 fronts. And mind you, I think they'll be in a really good position for next year as well, because Chelsea and Man City and Madrid as well will be playing the Club World Cup, the new format, which is of 32 teams. It's going to be in the US, and it's going to be a month long, right? And it's going to end like mid-July. So they're going to come back already drained, and they probably will get a week off before they can come back and start training again for preseason. So Liverpool again will, and so will Manchester United. They will get like this 2 or 3 week period where they can, rest, recuperate, come back, and then have a full preseason, which obviously gives them another leg up. But then, that's something that Liverpool probably will have to figure out the season after, should they win, the competitions that they're in. And also another interesting thing that I was going through X after the game, and as you do, you look at reactions and so on and so forth. Gary Neville. Okay, so I guess I already mentioned Gary Neville, so you probably will guess who I'm talking about next is Jamie Carragher. They made a prediction at the start of the season. They had a bet. I think Roy Keane was in on it as well. The call out was who's going to win the league and who's going to end up in top 4. So take a guess. Who do you think Jamie Carragher said will win the league?
Must have said City.
Yeah, that's right. And the question posed to Gary Neville was, where will United finish in the season? And his answer was above Liverpool. And Liverpool will not finish in the top 4. These are the 2 biggest pundits in the country. Right? And they didn't see this coming, or perhaps they're not as good as, they're made out to be. That, that could be the other thing. Personally, surprised when Liverpool was not in the conversation, perhaps because they had a new manager and the whole unknown factor and so on and so forth. But with all the facts that you have in front of you, you've got to make a decision. And I think Klopp did leave a good team. But anyway, I guess that's a lot that we've touched on Liverpool. and the great week that, that we've had. And we'll see where we end up in the season. Where do you think, before we move on from this subject, because Liverpool are in such a strong place in both big competitions, which competition do you think Liverpool wins?
I think they have a good chance to win both competitions.
Okay.
But I would say they are more likelihood to win the Premier League. Champions League, because, it's a tournament. You have one bad game and then you might end up being out of the tournament. But whereas in the league, even if you have one bad game, you have chance to make up for it. So I think Liverpool wins the league from here. As for Champions League, I think they're almost there in top 4 teams right now. But because as I said, it's being a tournament. You never know. You will end up having a bad day in a semi-final at home or away. When you're playing in 4 competitions, injuries, fatigue, those all things come into play as well.
Right.
The Premier League could be wrapped up earlier if City and Arsenal and Chelsea, whoever are below Liverpool, keep dropping points. That could take rest players in few games and, rotate the squad. Yeah. But Champions League, as I mentioned earlier, Champions League is a tournament where champions of the respective countries come and play. So you can't take a game easy over there, especially when the knockouts start. Maybe you conceded 2 goals in first leg, and you feel like you have the squad to make up for that deficit. But we've seen many a times that, teams would park the bus and be happy with that 2-goal advantage and ask you to come and then hit you on the counter attack. So I think still Premier League is still easier for Liverpool. If Slot is able to rotate his squad, manage his squad and keep the main guys fit, I think they'll have a very, very good chance. It's too early to still say that they can win the Champions League, but I'm telling you, they have a very, very good chance. They're in the mix of top 2-3 teams who would be eyeing that final spot.
Yeah, I would agree with that, by the way. I think a Jurgen Klopp team with this kind of performance at this stage, I would probably give the benefit of the doubt to Champions League as opposed to Premier League, just because his team kind of does run out of legs in the second half of the season because of the consistent pressing and so on and so forth.
No, and like right now, as you mentioned, Real Madrid weren't performing, right? They have a mini injury crisis going on over there. If they have their full squad available by the knockouts, you can't count out teams like Bayern Munich, like, other big teams who are there in the competition. I mean, if you end up, who are performing, like, for instance, that day the commentators kept on mentioning how low Real Madrid were on the table. And, when they make the draws for the knockout, maybe Liverpool or someone ends up getting a big team, which takes too much out of the team. So you never know. So Champions League is like that. No doubt you need a good team and great players.
Of the Champions League. Yeah.
Yeah. But you need a bit of luck as well.
Yeah.
Or
sure.
A bit of bad luck can spoil the entire competition for you as well. And a bit of luck can take you to the next level as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Good points. So let's move on to Manchester United. I thought United were very professional in their performance, and I thought especially coming off of that, did they draw the game or did they win?
They won the game.
They won. They actually came from behind. Well, not behind, but they were drawing 2-2.
They were winning 2-0. Then they shipped 2 goals, 2-2, and then United scored the 3rd goal.
Yeah. So. Again, I'll say this again, and I know I said this last week as well. A Ten Hag team draws that game, they don't win that game, right? I know it was just a small team, right?
I agree.
But a Ten Hag team does not win that game. The fact that, and he seems like he's not taking anybody's side right now. He's kind of taking a measure of the squad and seeing, where everyone is and, in their progression. Like, he's given Mason Mount a chance in a couple of games to come on late on. Kobe Mainoo started today. Rashford's still playing, and he's scoring goals now, right? And then I cannot believe Diallo was on the bench for as long as he was, man. Like, that kid is so underrated. I know he's not all flash and guns and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes in bigger teams, you need to have that in order to be a striker. But he's strictly output. Like, like his close control and his
lighting it up.
Yeah,
He's lighting
I
it up.
agree.
He's lighting it up for United right at the moment.
Yeah.
Amorim today in his press conference, when one of the journalists asked him like about Diallo, so I think it was today. So Amorim responded that Ruud Van Nistelrooy, who was the interim manager when Ten Hag got sacked, and so Ruud. So then he's like, that's when. So Ruud basically unlocked this Diallo for us, and I'm just. So Amorim didn't even take credit
Credit for it.
for. Yeah. He's like, I'm
A
just.
good manager. To
Yeah.
sign up a good manager. Yeah.
So I think still, yeah, you're right. I think Amorim is still. So I've seen his first press conference, and he did a small, like 25-minute interview with Gary Neville when he was assigned as the manager. So he said he's made it very clear that right now he just wants to see what the squad is. He wants to see what the players are, what they can offer to him for his system, because he said, I will stick with the system. There's no two ways about it, that he'll play his football. And I think, so that's why you see so many changes in his starting lineup as well, because he's still taking gauge of what can this player offer me. Maybe he might have to end up tweaking his system a bit, but the majority of the system remains the same
Yeah.
in terms of the principles that is based on. He wants to see. So he said that I will. So one in his first conference, people asked him like, "Are you going to sign someone in January or something?" So he's like, "I can't say right now. I first have to assess my players. Then I
Yeah.
will develop a profile of what player I need."
Yeah.
So I think that was a very. I don't know if it's just for the media, but I hope it's not. I think he really means it. I think it's a very
Pragmatic
logical approach.
Yeah.
Logical approach to, rather than looking outside, first look inside on what you have, because with FFP, I think United has spent a lot over the past 2-3 seasons, and now United has to first, they want to be with, obviously they want to buy good players who are going to cost a lot of money, but then again,
United's academy is lit. They've got some really good players. I did want to ask you as well, who do you like top 2 players? Who do you think are the next 2 upcoming academy players from United's academy that you're looking forward to, or players that are on loan that perhaps are going to come back at some point in time and you're gonna light up the league? I know there are more than a few that I have got my eyes on from a Liverpool's perspective. But I wanted to ask you, who's like the next big thing? Because Garnacho came out of nowhere for everyone who's not a United fan. And then I know Ahmad was signed a little while ago, and then he went to on loan, did pretty well at Sunderland, and then at Rangers, I think as well. And now he's back.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to look for this one player that we recently, I can't remember his name. I'll tell you, just give me 1 second. Chido Obi. Chido Obi, actually, I don't know the correct pronunciation, but we've recently signed him from Arsenal Academy. And he looks like a really good one for the future.
Yeah.
He looks like the real deal, because actually, if I'm not wrong, Arsenal were offering him a lot for him to stay, but he chose United to come to United. Then there's one more forward, Gabriel Biancheri. He's rated. He's rated as well. And in defenders, I think there was someone by the name, I think he's already been loaned out. There was a central midfielder, Odayele, who has already been sold, if I'm not wrong, under Eric Ten Hag. But yeah, I think there's Ethan Wheatley, who's a striker, who they've tried. Mm-hmm. I've heard that Ruben Amorim is also giving chances with the first team training to a few kids to assess basically what the academy has to offer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, I think his first assignment is basically to get the first team in shape, in order, back to winning ways. But as I said, I think personally, if you ask me, I think, obviously he still has to rotate players to understand what his best 11 are, if there is such a thing. But I think there are a few positions where he doesn't need to worry much. I think up front,
Rashford.
I think they complete that set. Like, you don't need to get anyone. I think 2 strikers are enough for one position.
Zerfe can play that,
Zerg,
if needed.
Yeah, good thing you brought that guy up. Yeah, I personally don't think he's an out-and-out striker. I don't see him as that. Okay, I had not seen him
9 or 10. That's the role I think that he's used to play.
Yeah. Right. His game involves too much of passing. I mean, for a striker, he passes too much. He holds the ball too much and looks around for people to gather and pass. So yeah, I think he's not an out striker. I don't know why he's
Interesting.
built, okay? He's built like a tank. But I feel there is some hesitation there with his heading. I think he is not comfortable in heading the ball. I feel that. I personally feel that. I could be wrong. Yeah.
I mean, I would have thought he's more of a target man based on his build, right? He would be able to work off
if the ball is in his feet. I saw one of the instances today. They had to pull him down. They weren't able to get him off the ball. And, he won a foul. So, yeah, he has upper body strength. He has the strength. He can hold the ball. So, physicality, that aspect is there. But I don't know why there are 3-4 instances where I thought with his height and he's young, right? He's not that old. He should be able.
He'll probably learn.
He probably learn. Probably he's like one of those cases where, if you remember when De Gea came recently to United and he was finding the game very physical.
Yeah.
So I hope I'm wrong.
I mean, you also had a manager like Alex Ferguson who bought that player and had,
belief. Had belief.
Yeah.
Had belief.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but I think Joshua Zirkzee, I think he's a good striker. I think United were probably thinking like a Firmino type of player when they bought him, because they were thinking maybe, or Ten Hag thought probably he'd play at false 9 and use Rashford and Garnacho on wings. But obviously Amorim has a very clear.
Only Ten Hag can tell you what Ten Hag thinks. He's beyond me. Only Ten Hag can tell you.
Fair point.
So, he's a good player. Today
Ten Hag has not lost a game in a month. Should say it.
Yeah, he's not won a game in a month as well.
Anyways, potato.
So at the end of the day, I think he played well today. I think his late runs helped him get 2 goals. So as I was saying, I think for Amorim, I think he's got few positions where he's like, right wing back. I can't see past Diallo right now in terms of the work he did today, because he was amazing defensively and he had 2 assists as well.
Yeah, I agree.
If I'm not wrong.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So today he's done a good job. I think for centre back, I think those 3 are doing a good job. Lisandro Martinez, Dinic, and
Mazraoui. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still yet to see more of, what's his name? Harry Maguire. How he can do. How Harry Maguire can do in that centre back position with 3. But I think people don't give him enough credit, but I feel Harry Maguire is good with the ball at his feet. I personally think he's good.
He is. Yeah.
He's got that. And he's good aerially as well. The amount of headed goals he scored for England and Manchester United, I think he's good aerially. So I think he can offer something to Amorim. I think Amorim can look into that. Luke Shaw can replace Lisandro Martinez, but I don't know how much, because it's still not something that...
His looks are taller. He's probably, everyone's probably taller than Lisandro Martinez.
I think he is taller than Martinez. Yeah. But Martinez is so athletic and so aggressive. He's a proper Argentinian centre back, right?
Yeah.
And he's a World Cup winner, so you can't take that away.
He's like Mascherano, right? Like that type of mentality. Yeah.
So in the middle, I think so. As he plays 3-4-3, right? So I think top 3 is Fernandes, Zirkzee, Mount, and Højlund and Rashford. So though you can rotate amongst those. Ugarte is doing well. Ugarte is amazing, I think. I think Kobe Mainu can play, which he showed today. I only think left wing back.
But where's Mount?
Mount is up with the top 3. Mount was played, but I think Mount works well on top 3 rather than in the middle of the park. Simply because I think in this system, you need legs to go up and down. And I think
he could play the wing. He could play a right winger. He could play
but we don't play wing back. Yeah, but I don't think he has the legs to go up and down, because in this system, those 2 wide players are the ones who do a lot of up and down.
Well, that's why I thought of Mason Mount, because he has a pass on him too, right?
Yeah, but I don't think. I think it's still a work in progress. I wouldn't. Obviously, I want to see him and United do well. But seeing. So as I was thinking yesterday, and as I mentioned, like how Liverpool have a couple of players who can beat a player, right? Who can on one-on-one, they can beat a player. I saw the other day Real Madrid, Bellingham had a run where he weaved past 2 players. He has the control and the trickery. And we all know about Vinicius and Mbappe. They can do that any time of the day, right? City have Doku and Savinho does a good job there. Bernardo Silva is there. Chelsea has Cole Palmer and Madueke who do that.
Yeah.
Even Sancho started doing that over there. But in current United team, I don't see anyone except Diallo doing it sometimes, but I don't see anyone else. They just keep passing the ball and making runs to receive the balls.
I think it's a confidence thing. I think it's a confidence because I think you and I were talking about this last week, like Rashford, for example, right?
I like what you said. I like what you said. Confidence thing. So we've got one player who has a lot of confidence. His name is Anthony. So he has a lot of confidence and he tries to do it, but he's so pathetic at it, bro. He's so bad.
He's being run in circles, bro.
He's going from bad to worse. He started the last game or the game before that.
And he started against Mold, didn't he?
Sorry?
Didn't he start against Mold?
Yeah, I think so. And he tried 2-3 times to beat a player. He wasn't able to.
Yeah.
So, it makes me sad that we've not got players. I mean, I was seeing one very old clip of...
keep him in the squad. You should keep him in the squad because his confidence might rub off on other people. That could be
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
That guy needs to be shipped out. Like, I don't care if you paid 100 million for him. Get him for 5 million, then get the 5 million and get him out.
I don't know what Ten Hag saw in him. So, by the way, if you go and see his clips for Ajax, right, you'll see he's a world beater.
Yeah,
you'll see him doing this.
Come on. Some compilations, come on. I think we can do better.
I know.
I can make better compilations.
No, I'm not justifying his position. What I'm trying to say is that when you see for his sake, I hope he is able to turn this around. He's able to, because he's been, man.
Not gonna happen. He's too one-dimensional. He's too one-dimensional.
No ordinary player. There is no way an ordinary player who gets called up to the Brazil squad. Okay. So he's been part of the Brazil squad. That's what I take solace from. That,
Yeah, fair enough.
There must be something there which we are not seeing. And I hope he's able to turn it around.
Probably
from what I'm seeing, because from what I'm seeing, I don't want him in the team. But I hope I'm wrong.
The team, if I was a United fan, I wouldn't want him in the club. He's basically made United laughing stock after that 100 million buy, right? Like, you cannot buy that kind of play. That's not a 100 million player.
I think 85 they paid for him.
Euros, right? 100 million euros.
Okay, maybe I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
even 85 million. Let's say even if it's 85 million, like, come on, like, you can do better than that. You need to get him out so he does not get talked about anymore, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that price. Yeah.
I think we've spent a lot of time on these two games. I think we need to to cover other games as well. So let's move to other teams.
Let's not cover all the games. Let's just talk about the ones that actually match to us or head turners. Because at the end of the day, Chelsea.
You mean the Chelsea game?
Yeah. 3-0.
Yeah.
Wow. You would think this guy hasn't managed a big team in his life, right? Has got a squad of unknowns, potentials, but unknowns, right? And he's doing a phenomenal job. He's got probably one of the best managers in European football, right? And not only did they win the game, they won it comprehensively, 3-0. I don't know if this is Aston Villa's legs being shown out, or because that's what Aston Villa's style is, right? They like to run to the ground. So maybe this is Champions League football that is playing, on everyone's head and legs, or it's Chelsea really doing well. But from the way that I see it, Nicholas Jackson getting on the goal, love it because he's on my FPL team. Cole Palmer doing what Cole Palmer does. Perhaps against, I would still, I reserve my judgment about him because I'd like to see him do this against like a City or a Liverpool or, like Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid or, some of the bigger teams. But they're doing pretty well. I feel like they're recovering. I see them finishing top 4. I really do.
Yeah, same here. I think they've been working well. I think slowly, they're like that tortoise, slowly and slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
Maybe they are not that. I think they lost a lot of games earlier or drew a lot of games earlier, but I think the team is gelling well together now. I think they'll be really, really good next year if they're able to keep all their players.
Too, yeah. Well,
and all of them are young. And it's a young team. It's a very young team.
They learn from experience. I will say the thing that I like about Chelsea is that they're winning the games that they're expected to win.
Yeah.
right? Whereas if you look at some of the contenders for top four in United, in Tottenham Hotspur, and let's say Aston Villa, Newcastle, they they tend to
They're
lose
shaky.
the
They're
odd
shaky.
game.
They're
Yeah.
shaky. They're still shaky. But
Yeah.
yeah, Chelsea is, you're right. 8 or 9 times out of 10, they're winning the games they are expected to win. Yeah, I'll give you that. And I think they've got, so I think as I'm seeing right now here, their starting 11. So the core, I think that's what meant the core of the team is set now. So Nicholas Jackson plays up front. There is Enzo Fernandez Caicedo. There's Cole Palmer. There is Levi Colwill and Wesley Fofana. So so they've got their core is set.
The backbone is there. You can see it.
Exactly. So I think the Maresca is working well on the team. I think the team is.
I think they should change their team captain though. Like Reece
Who is
James is injured. Reece James, he's injured for 6 months out of the 8 or 9 months that we have Premier League football. You don't need that kind of.
I feel bad for him
team
though.
captain.
I feel bad for him though.
I
think
great
he was
talent.
was really good.
Great talent.
Great player.
At one point, he was in conversations. Like everyone was talking about him at the same breath as Trent Alexander-Arnold, right? So yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. Speaking of that,
breaks my heart to see what he's going through.
Yeah, exactly. But I was gonna say, speaking of which, how bad was Kyle Walker today? Like I know we're talking about the Liverpool game again, but man, like there were like 4 or 5 instances where he was up against Cody Gakpo and he lost the ball.
So if you come to think of it, the goal that Cody Gakpo scored was on the far post, which Kyle Walker should have been covering.
Yeah, exactly.
If you come to think of it,
I think he had a horrible game. Anyway, coming back to Chelsea.
I'm seeing the squad in front of me. I think they've got amazing young players who, if they are able to keep on for 3-4 years, I think the Chelsea team is going to be on another level. And plus, if they keep adding
3-4 years, they've signed players for 7 years, some for 9 years.
So Enzo Fernandez is young. Cole Palmer is young. I don't know what's Nicholas Jackson's age, but I think he's fairly young too.
Yeah.
Romeo Lavia, who's a central midfielder. Wesley Fofana is young. Yeah, Wesley Fofana is young. Levi Colwill is young.
Yeah, he's 20. So
I think they're only going to have to change their goalkeeper, but I don't know. Goalkeepers can keep up till 40 as well.
Yeah.
But if he keeps on the same level, but I think they've got a very, very good team, and plus who was on the bench for them?
They bench was strong as well, right?
Yeah, Madueke, Wow, Felix was there, and Nkunku was there. Well,
Nkunku is another great player.
I read somewhere that I think Chelsea is going to use him as a part of a swap deal. Don't remember against for who. I think someone from Real Madrid, I think.
By the way, at this point, you don't even have Mykhailo Mudryk playing games regularly.
Yeah, I don't rate him though, personally.
Really?
That's my personal opinion.
I haven't seen enough of him. I have read a lot about him. I don't know. Maybe it's just like a hype thing.
I think he's like a glorified Adama Traore.
Bro, like even a glorified Adama Traore would be like
just space. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all.
One player that I really like. Okay, maybe this is incorrect. Like is probably a strong word because I actually don't like this guy. Like his character is a little like But if he was playing for my team, I would freaking love him.
Yeah.
Renato Vieira.
Who?
Yeah, like this guy can he plays more over in the midfield, but like his hold-up play and his distribution and his willingness to basically work for the team and his overall collective play. I really like the way that his positioning. I think that's the right word that I was looking for. His positioning, all of that is really good. The thing is, and he's really tall, so he can win the ball too, right? So I think. Should one of the 200 million pound midfielders in Enzo or Lavia or Caicedo get injured, they've got a really good player in Renato Vieira. And if I was Renato Vieira, I would be thinking to myself, do I want to stay in Chelsea? So to your point, if they manage to keep hold of a lot of these players, right?
Yeah. I think for instance, how Chelsea of old was. Like you've got your Lampard, you've got your Terry, you've got your SCN. So I think the first 11, if you've got them fit and winning, you still keep getting, those wonder kids.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Every now
stop.
and then. Yeah.
That doesn't stop. So even if someone who is not really a first team material for you and who wants to leave, I don't think it's going to leave such a big dent, because you can always replace them with someone else. So yeah, that's about it. I think let's get on to the other game, which was West Ham Arsenal.
Before we do, no, let's actually do that. West Ham Arsenal.
Yeah.
What did you make of that game? I actually did watch that game too.
I watched that game, and Arsenal was ripping West Ham a new one.
Yeah.
The way Arsenal was like, they had taken some personal offense to something West Ham did, and the things they were doing on that pitch, it was unbelievable. I mean, what can you possibly think how their fans must have felt when Arsenal scored 5 goals in the first half itself?
Yeah. They conceded 2 as well, right?
They conceded 2, but one was a free kick, which, isn't really something which is...
Yeah.
And the second one, okay, I'll give them that.
But yeah, they're really coming together in a period which is really busy, and a lot of games are going to be coming back to back. So it's a timely run for them.
Yeah, and what I like about them is Arsenal's players, specifically of all the teams, even Liverpool or what that matter, I think Arsenal's front 5, they complement each other so well.
Yeah, I disagree, because I don't think Arsenal have a out-and-out striker, like a proper striker who scores goals.
But that's what it is. They don't need that. They've got all those 5 have got goals in them. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, in bigger games, you're gonna get found out if you're playing with Havertz or if you're playing with.
That's right, but he's still
Gabriel Jesus.
Still a player on the pitch. He's still a player on the pitch that needs to be marked. You can't leave him just. He's not an outright striker. Okay, so now what? Do I leave him alone? No, you still need to play. He scored all of the goals. He ran behind the defense.
Yeah, लेकिन मैं ये तो कह रहा हूँ कि Arsenal need to find somebody who can do that and can be a 9 who scores goals. Because end of the day, right?
So imagine.
Hold on.
Sorry. Tell me.
Like I'm gonna use Sam Allardyce's quote, or not quote, but basically, because I don't remember exactly what he said, but I'm gonna say exactly what he said.
1 minute. You're using Sam Allardyce to describe something for Arsenal. Yeah, those two. Sam Allardyce. When you look up an opposite of Sam Allardyce, you get Arsenal in the dictionary.
Yeah, that's true. No, but it's as simple. It's as simple as this: when you find a striker, right? What is the job of a striker? You find a striker.
You score goals, yeah.
Exactly. That's your job. Everything else is something that we expect you to do. But okay, if you don't do it, that's fine too. But you're going to be judged. At the end of the day, your performance evaluation is going to be based on goals and assists. More so goals. Okay? But if you're not scoring goals, and if you're just gelling well with the other players, like, that's not good enough, bro. All the top teams need a good number 9 or at least a good goal scorer. I don't see that in Arsenal. I don't see that one of the 5 players being that 20 goal scorer for Arsenal. Yeah, they will probably all get 10 goals apiece, which is still phenomenal. It can still get them to top 4, but I don't think it wins you the league.
I know. Let's see. Let's wait till the end of the season. No, I'm not talking about winning the league. I'm saying how well they know each other's games so well that they know when to make runs and when I'll receive the ball.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying that they'll win the league. I'm saying they gel enough that they know, like, if I pass the ball now, where this guy is going to be, and how they're aware of each other's movement, or probably it's down to Arteta, who's drilled it down so well to them.
I think it's
that at this point of game, if this guy is going up front, I should stay back, and if this guy's all wide, I should come in more, or I should go wide on the opposite side. So I think that aspect of that game of gelling well together that is what I'm talking about. That if I make this run, I know this guy will find me. Because at times I see guys making in other teams, even in United, I see guys making runs and the player does not pass. But here, and I'm sure it happens with Arsenal as well, but I'm trying to say that they're very clinical with everything they do in terms of movement and passing.
Yeah.
and again,
I
I don't
agree.
know if it's the players
Yeah.
or it's Arteta drilling it
It's
down to
fluid.
them.
It's fluid football. That's what you're saying. It's very fluid football, right? Everyone
Yeah,
is.
it is.
It's like you're playing on PS. Like it's almost. Yeah, seriously. Like
And
we're still. Yeah. Go ahead.
and it's like so now, as much as I like watching Liverpool's game, I think since a slot has come in, I've started enjoying Arsenal's football more because it's not
Yeah, fair enough.
same with when it was Klopp.
Yeah.
But Arsenal is now, taking it for
Yeah.
me. That's a
Yeah,
personal
fair
opinion.
enough.
So yeah, because
Maybe now too, right? Like I think the past two games, Arsenal have started to kind of do that again. QK, I think they went through a rough patch in the past couple of games. Yeah,
yeah, and then because this guy also came back now, Odegaard, so
Calm.
that's making a difference. So
Yeah,
that's making
he's
a
like-
difference for them as well. And if they manage to keep him fit, I think they
Yeah.
can finish easily. It won't be. They won't even break a sweat to finish in top 4. That's what I think. If
You think so?
he stays fit, yeah. If he and Saka stay fit, I don't think it's a question. It's not even a question that if they'll finish in top 4. It'll be like if they finish second or third, but they'll definitely finish in top 4.
See, the issue that I have with that is, I think I have a feeling, and I think we'll say this, okay? Believe me, I think United sneak, with what I've seen of Bellerin, right? And Adeel, like, we have been, as a Liverpool supporter, we have been through some rough days, right?
Yeah.
After, Brendan Rodgers, after Ron Hudson, blah, blah, blah. But when a new manager comes in and, like, Omar has been doing all the right things, bro. Like, the way that he talks, the way that he communicates, the way that he talks about his players, because the players are listening to everything, right? And they're digesting. And then for him to actually say that I'm going to absorb the squad and, oh, no, I want this. Like, for him to actually come and say that is big because it drives confidence in players. And that is exactly what they're missing, right? Let's face it, like United have a really good squad overall. It's just that they need to build confidence. I think United will finish over Arsenal. I think Arsenal will struggle. They may just struggle. It may be like a Chelsea Arsenal thing.
It's a huge call from your side. I would personally.
Here's why I'll say this. You look at the points table.
Yeah, I know. I know
what
what you mean.
Right?
6 points, between Arsenal and
and what's the points difference between Chelsea and Arsenal?
No difference.
Exactly. So we're 12 games into the season, and what does Arsenal have to show for it? Like, they want to be in that title conversation, and they keep bringing themselves, but like, where are you sat on the table? You're 11 points, or 12 points off Liverpool, and 9. Are they 9? Yeah, they're actually behind Liverpool. They're the team behind. Yeah, so they're probably more closer. They're closer to 5th or 6th than they are to 1.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So that's why I don't know. Like, I feel like I think the wheels are gonna fall off. They're one injury away from a crisis.
I think.
And if you look at some of the other squads, Chelsea stacked, United stacked. Joe Vicarlo, he got confidence in lacking, but the manager is there. He can bring the best out of the team. Liverpool is stacked. City, I think they've been over the rough patch and they will come back, but they are also one injury away from that kind of crisis. Newcastle, okay. Brighton, by the way, we haven't even talked about Brighton. Right?
Yeah.
So, like, I think, our Arsenal's finish might surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, Arsenal. Secondly, they're having to adjust to a newer system. Now, when I say a newer system, there are very few teams and managers in the world of football who play 3 at the back. So it's a very big, going away from a traditional 4. Now they could play 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, 4-4-2. 4 at the back is something you deal with. When you shift the system to 3 at the back, which, by the way, I think it can work. I think it did wonders for Antonio Conte when he was there at Chelsea. They were really difficult to beat. I think if you have the right profile of players, so these players, first of all, haven't played in that system. He's being asked to play in that system. So it is going to take them. Maybe some of them can play in that system. I'm not saying none of them can play. Obviously, you're a professional footballer.
They have the ingredients. United have the ingredients. They have Lenny Oro. They have
Harry Maguire. You're rating Harry Maguire, bro. What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, but the
People are going to make fun of our channel, bro. Insan mein.
Maybe.
Personally, I rate him highly.
So anyway, coming back to what I was saying, I think they have all the ingredients. United have all the ingredients and the squad depth to do a three at the back system. So you get what's going to be the biggest expenditure for United, or if they're going three at the back, what's the biggest expenditure that United would have? Defense. They have the defenders to play that system. Now what they need to find, I think, is the wingers, or the or the
wingbacks.
Yeah. I think Mazraoui can play it on the right. I don't know who plays it on the left. I don't think Luke Shaw is a good choice because he's too injury prone. I don't think you can rely on that kind of play.
He's a good player, but he's played him. I think he's played him in centre back, the left-sided centre back of the back three. I don't think he's played on the wing back. He's been playing Dalot, or Dalot is played there once, and Malacia has played. I think those two have played there, but I don't think both have been.
Also, he had a pretty bad injury, and he's coming back from an injury, so I don't know. The jury's out.
He had a pretty bad game. Yeah, no, we need players. Obviously, we need players. We need a wing back, left wing back. Definitely.
But that's my hot take.
First priority.
Yeah, that's my hot take. I don't think Arsenal finish in top 4 based on what I've seen thus far. Right? 13 games into the season, they are closer to what is it? Let me actually take a look at the points table. They're close.
Well, they're closer to United than they are to Liverpool, to be honest with you.
They're closer to West Ham. Bro, they're closer to West Ham at 14 than they are to Liverpool.
No, they're not closer to West Ham.
Bro, they're at 25 points, right? West Ham is at 15 points.
Yeah, so that's 10-point difference, and they're closer to Liverpool, they have 9-point difference. So shut the hell up.
Oh, then 9 points. 9 points? 25, 9 points. Yeah, okay. My math is off.
Sorry, guys. This is Omar being too overexcited.
Overexcited. Yeah, it's just I can't believe, right? Arteta coming. I don't know if you heard his press conference, but he came in and he's telling Liverpool how to win the league. Well, we'll see how the wheels are gonna fall off. Dude, have you ever won the league yourself? Like, who are you to come and talk? Like, just don't say anything. Just be quiet and then just move on. So maybe it's just me that I don't like his character or what have you.
I personally take heart from is that there is such a less difference in points between these teams from 2 to 9 or 10. So I still take heart from the fact that, maybe we even to see the team is going to need adjustment. I'm talking about United, that the players are going to so because our next game is against Arsenal.
So you're 4 points off City, bro. You're 4 points.
Yeah, I understand. But City is not doing that well anyways. But City are not doing that by themselves as well.
Bro, like that's fine. Like the season is the season. Like the games are the games. Right? It
Games
doesn't
are the
matter
games.
if you're doing good or not. As long as you finish above City, you can say
Thought of the
I
day.
finished above City.
Guys, thought of the day, games are games.
Yeah, games are games. You can't. There's no way around it. All right, I think we've been able to a lot about the games. I really enjoyed this conversation. This week.
Same here.
Let's talk about the
Team
first
of the
11
week?
and then team of the week and then the manager. Who do you have in
Don't you
goal?
look forward to that?
Yeah.
I have Roberto Sanchez of Chelsea because they kept a clean sheet. I don't know, for me that is like a thing for me. Anyways, who do you have?
Why not Onana? This is
Why
the
not
second week in a
Onana?
row. This is the second week in a row that I'm telling you Onana.
I
It's not because he
understand.
probably made big saves or anything. That's not the point. But yeah, I think he's finally, like, I know Ten Hag signed him, but he's finally playing the role of a goalkeeper.
No, I
He's
understand. I
finally getting
understand
the
what you
best
mean.
out of him.
No, I understand what you're saying.
And you see towards the end of the game, he made a
Why
really good save
I
against Calvert-Lewin.
One save. I mean, the first one was the one with the Calvert-Lewin diving header. It was almost it was there on his body. What I'm trying to say is that Sanchez faced a more potent attack of Aston Villa rather than Onana facing Everton. Calvert-Lewin came on in, I think, 75th or 70th minute. He didn't even start the game, the chorus. So that's what I feel, that Sanchez, and if I was not wrong, Sanchez blocked more shots than Onana as well. So for me, it was between Onana and him.
That's true. Yeah, okay.
It was
deal.
So that's why Sanchez for me. So, but by the way, I'm going with the 3-4-3 formation just as a homage to because I had so many attacking players. I had 3-4-3.
That's not fair. What about right? I wanted to put Trent as right back for this week.
Nah, bro.
I thought he did pretty. I thought he did pretty well. He got an assist. He didn't get an assist, but
I'll tell you why. Because for me, there were far more forward players contributing to the teams in this week that I had to put only 3 defenders.
There were a lot of goals. There were a lot of goals this week. So let's go. Okay, I agree with Roberto Sanchez. What about your first defender?
I'll tell you my all 3 defenders at the back right now. So I've got Virgil van Dijk, I've got Gabriel from Arsenal, and Cucurella from Chelsea.
Cucurella. Well, Cucurella is the left back, isn't he?
Yeah.
So what do you have in him? Okay, so you're just putting him down as a defender. That's a fair assessment.
Because Gabriel also scored a goal for Arsenal. He scored a goal as well.
I know, but they conceded 2. They conceded 2 goals.
I know. So who do you want to put there?
I wanted to put another Chelsea defender in there.
Colwell?
I think, yes, exactly, Colwell. I don't think he's, for a young kid to come in and be as commanding as he was, I think that was a really good performance. I know Gabriel got a header, and he got a header during the week as well. It was a good week for him overall. But Arsenal did concede a goal at the end of the day, right? So we can't budge on that.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so you have any other proposition for any other defender?
Anyway, Colwell.
No, apart from him, like you want to change Cucurella or Virgil van Dijk?
I'm good with Virgil van Dijk. I think this is arguably the best game that I've seen him.
Yeah, he was so commanding. United. So commanding.
He made the world's best striker look like I think Jamie Carragher summed it up perfectly. He made him look like Alf Holland. That's what he said. Absolutely negated his presence. So yeah, I agree with Virgil van Dijk. Selfishly, Cucurella, I like him. He works hard for the team. Chelsea didn't concede a goal. I really wanted to.
He had an assist. Defender. He had an assist as well, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, good. Yeah, so there you go. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start with right and the midfields. Who do you have?
I have Diallo.
Yes, I would agree with that.
On left, I have Trossard.
Okay.
He has a goal and an assist for Arsenal. And this team they scored 5 goals. So obviously, it's not the front guy doing all the work. By the way, he's the only Arsenal player I haven't.
What about Kevin Schade?
He's a striker. So I have him up front.
Okay. Is he a striker?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the lineup. He's a striker.
Okay. Charity. Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's what you have up front. Where does Mo Salah fit into all of this, by the way?
Sorry?
Where does Mo Salah fit into all of this?
There's no Salah in my team of the week.
Oh, wow.
But I've got Saka and Kluivert on the either wings.
So you're telling me, so who was your, Ahmad was on the right for you, which I don't disagree with.
3-4-3.
He gets into the team.
Right.
So I would like to see him in the team because I think he's a really good player. Outside of the fact that he did really well in the week and got a...
No, forget him being a good player. We are basing this team of the week based on the performances this week.
I get it. Salah got a goal and an assist, bro. Again,
yeah,
picky.
I know.
You're telling me you don't have a spot for him on the team.
I understand what you're saying. But Saka got 1 goal and 2 assists.
Against West Ham.
And Kluivert
14th in the league.
Kluivert got a hat-trick.
Okay, Kluivert gets a hat-trick. But Saka...
So you're saying Salah instead of Saka? Actually, your point, but he scored a penalty, bro. It's not even like he's made a goal. But Saka also scored a penalty. But Saka also scored a penalty.
But Salah made the goal. Salah made the goal. Remember the first one was an assist.
Saka did too.
West Ham, bro.
ठीक है. Fine,
West Ham.
fine. Makes sense.
West Ham versus City.
No, no,
I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it's this thing. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Okay,
So we're in agreement. So we have Ahmad, we have Salah, and then we have Trossard,
Trossard.
and then we have Kluivert.
And Sade at the striker.
Yeah.
Who scored 3 goals as well, I think.
Kluivert did pretty well. Like he had a good game. Like I was thinking about when I was actually watched the highlights of that game. Like what is he? Like I wonder where he wants to. Like how old is he right now?
This is Justin Kluivert. So I think he is, if I'm not wrong, he must be around 22, I think.
25. He's 25.
Okay.
Where do you think he sees himself? Because surely he's not Bournemouth.
No, I understand, but then he's been to Roma.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't think he has that thing to play in a bigger team. I think he could do is probably a Spurs. Probably. That's what my
I can
take
see
is.
that. By the way, Spurs, Brennan Johnson, what a signing.
Brennan Johnson, really, amazing.
Yeah, I really, really like his hard work. He's like, do you remember how in the beginning when Dele Alli came and there was so much, like he was like, I think Dele Alli was another level when he came though. Like, what a story that was too, right?
Yeah. So yeah, by the way, before we run out of time or forget, so are my 2 in the middle of the park are Palmer and Enzo.
Oh, the
Chelsea players, both. I've got 2
Okay.
Chelsea players in the middle of 4.
Why do you have those 2?
Think because I think Enzo has a goal and an assist, and Palmer has a goal.
Yeah. No, I get that, but these are supposed to be your defenders, right? Like, sorry, not your defenders.
Midfielders. Both are midfielders.
Yeah, so these are like your work rate. Maybe we need to change our criteria.
No, we don't.
Like goals in it.
No. What I'm trying to say is that because they performed.
No. So
let me complete. Let me tell you. So we don't necessarily need to have one defensive midfielder and one attacking or one box to box.
That's not what I'm arguing.
A midfielder is a midfielder.
Midfielder. I'm saying our criteria should not be just goals and assists.
Yeah,
our criteria should be who actually really had a good game. Because sometimes you know, like I'm not deserved a goal, right? You can get one. It's okay. And he played really well, right? And so, like, we're not giving it to somebody else because we know that, he actually...
No, but who are you suggesting over these 2?
I think there are a couple of names that come to mind. These 2 just had a good game, no doubt, but Kobe Mainu, I thought had a really good game. He's in there for a shot.
I agree with you, but did he have a better game than these 2?
Okay,
is the question.
So I'm going one more name for you.
Tell me. Who?
Ryan Gravenberch.
Okay. I hear you.
Like he had a good game too. I'm not okay. So for this week, I think the criteria that we've set out, let's go with that. But from next week, we can be a bit more fluid.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. So we can be a bit more.
As long as it does not favor any Liverpool players, I'm okay with it.
But I honestly think he had a really good game.
I've said my piece. Thank you very much.
Okay, fine. Well, that's it. That's our team of the week. So, do you want to read it out one more time so I can flash it up?
Yeah, so the goalkeeper for us this week is Robert Sanchez from Chelsea. Then we've got a back 3 of Virgil van Dijk, Levi Colwill, and Marco Correa. Then the midfield 4 is made up by Amad Diallo, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, and Trossard. And the front 3 consists of Mohamed Salah, Sade, and Justin Kluivert. And that's our team of the week.
What a team. I think that team wins the league.
Yeah?
I think that team would...
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It has
Anyway,
it has a bit less what's that called? United players.
well, you never know. It might swell up a little bit, right? Because Amarim is just starting to learn about his squad, and I think certain
I
things will
like
be
his
learned.
personality. I like his personality. Let's see how he does at the end of the.
Yeah, I'll be very interested. I think of all the managers that United has signed thus far, I think he's probably the most promising for me.
Mm,
Personally, I don't think any of the last. I cannot believe the fanfare around some of the previous managers. I think this has been somewhat of a subdued, um, sort of
mm,
signing from that perspective.
mm.
But I think it is the right signing. I think he might take United back to perhaps not where they belong. I hope not.
Yeah.
But I think certainly he'll make them Champions League top four contenders again for sure.
Mm,
And then with one or two really good players, we'll see where United go. But
mm,
that's our whole episode.
mm.
Adeel, do you want to bring us home, close this, shut it down? Because my chapli kebabs are on the way, and I'm starving right now.
I understand.
And of course, I'm going to
So
celebrate. I'm going to celebrate. Like what a week.
yes, your team made sure that you guys have a good thing. So, guys, thanks for watching. Please share and subscribe. Share with your friends. Ask your friends to share. As I've said earlier, please leave in comments if there's anything you would like us to cover with relation to football. Anything you'd like us to talk about, please. We're all ears. We're new to this, so if there are any mistakes, we ask you to bear with us till we get to a better level for you. And I hope everyone a great week and stay safe. Take care. See you. Bye.